This is Jeff Durkin here with We Are Change Connecticut. We're out here at the courthouse for the Jeremy Hammond case update today. We want to introduce yourself to the people out there.
I'm Michael Ratner. I'm the attorney for Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. And I'm here to support one of the alleged sources for WikiLeaks, Jeremy Hammond.
So give us an update on the case, or where you think it's going from here, based on what you've seen so far.
What I've seen so far is a travesty of justice. What I've seen so far is a case in which the FBI bought the computer in which the documents from Stratford were allegedly uploaded, an entrapment case. What I've seen so far is a case in which they're charging a young man with 39 years to life in jail, a completely punitive charge, much like was done with Aaron Swartz, much like is done with Bradley Manning, much like they would want to do with Julian Assange. What I've seen so far with the man who's almost spent a year in jail is no bail, which is completely outrageous. There's no violent crime here, there's no danger to the community, but he's no bail, and he's sitting behind me in prison where he should not be, not just because he should have bail, but but because he never should have been charged with this alleged crime. And today we're here because there's a motion to disqualify the judge. It's remarkable. You would think in a civilized, sane, democratic society that a judge whose husband's email was exposed through the hack of Stratford, her husband's email, who is a major partner in a law firm that represents people and represents corporations whose emails were hacked through the Stratford hack, you would think that that judge would have to disqualify herself from the case. Let's hope that she has some sense today and does that, and at least gives this case the appearance of fairness in the judge. Right now it doesn't have that. So I'm hopeful today, but of course we've seen the incredible suppression of the rights of Jeremy Hammond already. Let's hope it doesn't continue.
And it continues to show also, like you said, supporting Aaron Swartz and different people who have been persecuted by the government. We're coming up on this Saturday, Bradley Manning's 1,000th day in solitary confinement or in jail in general. That's more of an important case on that. If you could give us an update on the Bradley Manning case, if you have any.
I mean, what we're seeing across the country now is a government using sledgehammers to go after young people who are, in my view, the heroes of their generations, who are the people who are exposing government hypocrisy, criminality, and corruption. The government doesn't want that out. And of course, as you said, on Saturday we have the 1,000th day of Bradley Manning's imprisonment. He's at Fort Meade right now. It'll be the longest, it already is the longest military pretrial jailing ever in the history of the United States. He's facing life imprisonment on what could even be a death penalty case. He's the person, the young Army private who allegedly uploaded the Iraq war logs, the Afghan war logs, the collateral murder video, and thousands of other documents. They really want to get him. They're just going forward like a machine to try and crush Bradley Manning and crush anyone who would expose government corruption and criminality. And it does fit a pattern. Aaron Swartz committed suicide because the government went after him, again charging him with 13 felonies, could do over 30 years in prison on a case that should have never even been in court. And there you see the damage that this government is doing. When we talk about damage, it's not the quote damage that the government claims. What these young people are doing is exposing secrecy and corruption. The damage here is from our government, which wants to continue doing crimes, continue its involvement with corruption, and continue its hypocrisy, and continue a pattern really that will not make our country democratic, that does not lead to transparency and democracy. That's what you need to be able to decide how your country is to be governed. If you can't get that, you're nowhere. That's why I personally, the Center for Constitutional Rights, and other people who understand what's going on support truth tellers like Jeremy Hammond, Bradley Manning, Aaron Swartz, and Julian Assange.
The Obama administration has proceeded with 6 uses of the Espionage Act of 1917 to prosecute 6 domestic leakers and whistleblowers, which is twice as many as all previous administrations combined.
Unchecked doesn't limit itself. That's the nature of executive power. Ideally, you don't build an architecture for government based on virtue is important in the people,